Okay, we'll get started. Just a few minutes behind, but we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you guys for being here today. For some of you guys out there, if you have forgotten, today is Valentine's Day, so be sure that you make a stop before you get back home, or else you may be sleeping on the couch or somewhere else tonight. Yeah, this could be the last board meeting you ever attend. A lot of things go into effect there. And for you ladies, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you've gotten everything you've asked for and plus a little bit more. So I won't say what you deserve because that could go either direction, you know. But just kidding. Miss Fry, I saw that look you were giving me, so I don't think nothing about it. But before we get started, did Dee leave? Okay, Dee's gone. Let's remember Dee as he continues to go through some tests and things here in the very near future. He starts treatments Friday. Thank you. He's very positive. He's got a great attitude about the whole thing, and so he's a very, very wise man. Does anybody else have anything? Anybody? Bill Miller. Let's remember him. Obviously, Dr. Reyes, our system, our central office staff, administrators, teachers. Anybody else? If not, I'll lead us in a word of prayer, and then we'll have the pledge. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity you've given us to be here today. We just ask that you lift these prayer requests up to you, Lord. We know that your plan's perfect, although we don't always understand that. It's just a worldly thing on our end, but we know that you've got it. You say if we just have just faith of an ant, you'll move the mountain. So we just ask that you just give us strength and courage to be strong through these trying times ahead. We just pray for Dr. Reyes, pray for our central office staff, our administrators, our teachers, as we go through the second half of this year. We thank you for all the positive things that have happened so far. We just want to lift our system up to you and all the decisions it's made. Lord, I thank you for this board as they take time out of their schedule to be a part of this and all the things that they bring to the table. We just ask that you continue to bless us as we move in a direction that will be most pleasing to you, God. And we just ask that you be with us, be with the decisions that are to be made. We just ask that you continue to bless us, be with us as we go through this meeting and on our travels back home. Just thank you, Lord, for all your many blessings. We love you and we thank you. Amen. Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll have roll call. Mr. Amarosa. Present. Ms. Amerson.
Present.
Ms. Hood.
Here.
Ms. Hess.
Here.
Mr. Webb. Here. Mr. Wynn. Here. Myself, and we do have a quorum. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the agenda. So moved. Got a motion, Mr. Amarosa, second. Second. Any questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
All right, this evening, if you'll look on number 4, we have a guest speaker. We have Dr. Don Killingsworth, president of Jacksonville State University. I and our board have asked Dr. Killingsworth to come this evening, and Dr. Killingsworth, we appreciate your time, and he's going to speak to us just a few moments about what's going on at Jacksonville State University, and then might take a couple questions if we have it. Dr. Killingsworth, thank you so much for being with us.
Well, thank you. It is my pleasure. First of all, I want to say what a great superintendent you all have hired. I've known this man, and my family's known this man for quite a while, and if y'all didn't hire him, I was going to hire him. So Congratulations to you all. And welcome. I didn't know there was going to be such a large crowd here, but it's
They heard you was coming.
No, I know better than that. But we will sign you all up for education at Jackson State before you leave. And I'm just kidding, students. It's okay. You pick where you want to go. There's a lot of good things. I won't take up too much of your time. A lot of great things happening at the university. And I want to say your university. This is in your backyard. We had our highest enrollment in the history of the institution last fall. We're close to that 5-digit mark, and I think we will eclipse that 5-digit mark very soon, very soon. We have a lot of capital projects starting. I got 4 new buildings starting here in a few weeks after we go to the bond market here. Totaling about $160 million worth of infrastructure for our campus, including new residence halls, new dining facility, new athletic facilities as we transition to FDS competition in Conference USA this fall. Overall, things are going well for Calhoun County students. We have 2,413 Calhoun County students that are enrolled at JSU right now. And if it was not for that, we would not be close to that 10,000 number. So thank you for sending your students to us. And I hope we're giving you a great product to be educated with. Teachers, administrators, we have our Doctorate of Education. It started this spring. So if you're interested in a Doctorate of Education, we finally have one at JSU. Give us a look and come talk to us. It's in education leadership, and we'll be glad to talk to you about that. Students, if you are still interested in coming to look at us, please come on. We're the friendliest campus in the South for a reason. We're going to show you a good time. We have great new facilities, like I said, coming online. Our new Recreation and Wellness Center is fantastic, and we just want to come show you the JSU campus. It's big enough where you can get lost if you need to, but it's also small enough if your mom and daddy call me, I can come find you. I'm sure you. Dual enrollment is very popular right now. In the handout I was able to give you, I wanted to give you just a glimpse of where your students are for dual enrollment are coming from. Overall, we're happy with this, but we want to expand it. And we're working on ways that we can expand dual enrollment opportunities for your schools. So if you, administrators, if you're out there, if you hear any way that we can help you offer more dual enrollment, please let us know. Board members, if you hear of anything, please let us know. We want this to be a cooperative partnership. We're here to help you accomplish your goals. We're the state regional institution. We have 95-degree programs. We're here to help you. So however we can do that, please let us know. And with that, if there are any specific questions I might have, I appreciate it. Welcome to our building. We'll get you a microphone for next time, but I'm glad it's being used. Also in this facility, of course, is AMSTI, in-service, all those support facilities that help you accomplish your goals. Are there any questions that I might be able to answer?
How do you feel about going to the new conference?
It always stems go around athletics, which is the front doorstep of any university. I'm a little nervous because it's an expensive endeavor, but I'm excited. Our schedule, if it has been released, we host Liberty on a Tuesday night in October, Western Kentucky the week after that. But it's a great conference, Conference USA, and we're excited to move forward. It's going to be heftier competition, as they say. But we're getting ready. We have a great football coach, and he's leading our program forward. We got work to do in some of the Olympic sports, but we'll get there. We started bowling. If you are a bowling team or a bowling member, we're looking for a coach, and we're looking for players. Those are scholarship opportunities for NCAA bowling.
We also have a rifle team.
Oh, yeah.
Very well.
Yes, they're doing extremely well.
On the scholarships,
Yes.
showing 166, that scholarship money is through the university for the students.
Correct.
Will they apply for it the same as they would?
We pay that, and then the state sends us some money so we can automatically scholarship the students. But we're wanting to partner. If there's only a certain amount that you can pay for dual enrollment, come talk to us before you make any decisions. If we need to lower that price, we'll talk about it. That takes board approval. I report Dr. Reyes to a board like you do. So anything tuition related, we will get to work on. I want to offer more offerings, lack of better terms, for dual enrollment. And if price is a problem, then let's talk about price. Right now, it's the same price, I think, is the same as other institutions that are offering. It's It's I should have known that, a little over $100 per credit hour.
You said it's board approved, I mean, we're having a meeting, can we go ahead and work that out right now?
About $25, you live on it.
As long as we can pay our expenses. And if you have teachers that are wanting to work with us and teach for us, as long as they're qualified credential-wise, then we're willing to sign them up.
You have any new programs coming out of education?
Our Doctor of Education, all of, respiratory therapy, and most people don't know, we're the only 4-year institution in the state of Alabama that offers respiratory therapy. A lot of schools shut down, and then the pandemic happened. No one knew that respiratory therapists were going to be in such high demand. Thankfully, we had a program. So our enrollment in respiratory therapy is great. We still need nurses. We have a lot of students going into nursing, but we need more. We need more students going into nursing. Applied engineering. Parents, if you hear me, there's 100% job placement in applied engineering. They're trying to hire students before they graduate because there's such a need. OSHA, we're one of the only few schools in the Southeast that offer OSHA training and certification. So we have a lot of great niche programs. If you're interested in criminal justice, forensics investigations, some of our faculty, they're out on Dr. Phil right now, Joseph Scott Morgan, who is Nancy Grace's right hand. We're coming on strong in forensic investigations if you're interested in that, in criminal justice. Most of that is taught here at this facility. McClellan is our forensics investigation facility. But there's just some of our niche programs that are doing extremely well.
You mentioned nursing. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in Jacksonville. Isn't it where the old Jacksonville Hospital used to be? Is that totally the nursing facility?
So if you remember, Jacksonville had a hospital, the old Jacksonville RMC. It was shut down and donated to the university. We are putting 15, it's creeping up, know, construction cost right now. But here in a couple months, they will fully open for our College of Health Professions and Wellness, and all of our nursing programs would be at that facility, as with respiratory therapy, athletic training, and some skills labs. They have not had a home since the tornado, which were almost 5 years post in a few weeks, and it's time for them to have a home. With that, the College of Education, who are all my graduates? Anybody graduate? There you go, love it. College of Education Professional Studies is leaving Ramona Wood, and they are moving to the old Kettystone Elementary School property where they can expand and grow. We already have a Child Development Center open, which has the crib babies, 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, and 2 pre-K classrooms that are funded by the state. We're proud of that new facility and what it's doing for our community. A lot going on. I could talk more about it, but I know y'all have more business to take care of. What I want to leave you with is we're here to help you. Tell us how we can help you. We have the resources to do so, and we're willing to partner with whoever. Okay?
You bragged on us for hiring Dr. Reyes. I want to brag on the trustees for hiring you. Not only are you highly qualified to do the job, he's also homegrown. They didn't have to go to Virginia or Alaska or out of the United States to find somebody with all these degrees. Dr. Killingsworth, were you not a SGA president?
Thank you. That's a good segue, Mr. Wynn. I encourage students to get involved because you never know where it leads you. I was able to get involved in college and I became the SGA president, and it led me to some other doors being open, mainly in Montgomery, and being the external affairs liaison for the institution. I've been employed by JSU for over 20 years. I was a student there, I have 2 degrees, I love it, and I believe in the product we put out. Most of our students are the same. They have not changed in the decades that we've been open, or since I've been there. So all our students are the same. They're coming from the same area. Our coverage area is 11 counties, from DeKalb County to Randolph County, St. Clair, Blount, everything in between. So that's our backyard. And so I believe in the product that we put out. And we give you a good education at a great price, and we send you out ready to work on day 1. Thank you for having me. I know y'all got other business because there's all these students that need to be recognized, and they're way more important than I am. But thank you, and look forward to working with y'all in the future.
I didn't know you had Gamecock socks. Thank you for the Gamecock socks here, by the way.
I brought you a little swag,
Yeah.
so there's a few extra if you want to toss those out. to
Can I
somebody.
say something before you go? He made a comment, and for especially you students. You know, I know you don't think about it now, but every relationship that you make and that you create, even now at the age you are, you need to continue to do that. I'm 51 years old, a little bit older than Dr. Killingsworth, I believe. But it's fascinating how I met Dr. Killingsworth through refereeing basketball. I met his mother. I was principal at Benjamin Russell High School, and his mother was my secretary. Grew very close to her. So what I'm saying is that he and I would have never have known 30 years ago that through officiating basketball, through me working in Alex City, knowing his mother, and that's what it's all about. You need to start making relationships now, and be careful how you treat people. Always be good to people, because you never know what's going to happen down the road. And so again, that's just a quick little story to say again, you know, it's amazing how the Lord works things out, and you worry about those relationships, and you make them, and you make as many as you can, because you never know who can help you out down the line. Thank you so much.
Well said. Thank you.
Okay, we'll open up the floor for any discussion. Anybody have any discussion? Anything that's done? See, Mr. Cobb, thank you for the lunch that you guys provided last week. As always, it was good. The cards and the notes, the letters that we got from the kids, very heartwarming, and thank you to your staff and everybody. And for the month of January, we were able to go out and do some visiting, got many gifts. Thank you all for
Hatch Elementary.
Hatch Elementary. We had Crispitos, I mean, phenomenal. I ate 3 of them. I have to admit up to it.
Favorite day.
First time I ever had a Crispito. Now I know what all the talk's about, so it's good stuff.
We got some basketball. You want to talk about basketball?
Yeah, go ahead.
We got, Hatchie girls have already qualified for the regionals, and I think White Plains is playing tonight. Sachs is playing tonight. Alexander girls played last night. They didn't win. And Pleasant Valley girls won last night going to Jacksonville. The Pleasant Valley boys are playing tonight. I think that covers all of them. But good job for those folks, and hopefully the boys can pull out some wins tonight. Make it to JSU, a big deal for winning the regionals. Maybe even go on to the Final Four.
The girl, Mike, have the girls ever, Pleasant Valley girls,
No.
have they ever been?
I thought that might be the first for JSU.
Yeah, this is the first girls.
Well,
And I think it's been 23 years since the boys have been this way.
For some of you administrators or coaches or whatever out there, if there's something that you guys need or needing built, think about Brad Hood up at our Career Tech Center, in the building construction. I noticed that he's building some things for Pleasant Valley, baseball, maybe softball, some helmet holders and things like that. Let's take care of that. Let that be an opportunity to, we kind of help each other out there. He's really doing a phenomenal job. Maybe build some tiny homes, maybe some outbuildings. Well, yeah, you got one for Welber not too long ago, right? So keep that. Let's keep that going.
Well, if you don't get your wife a Valentine a box of candy, you might want to see her tomorrow morning too. Get you a tiny home, you'll need
And the JSU socks don't count. I was gonna say, you take socks. Girl box and everything.
Anybody else have anything? Okay. You got it. If not, we'll move on into recognition.
All right, what we're going to do, Mr. Driscoll's going to lift the screen up and turn the LCD off, and what we'll do is we're going to start recognizing the board. We're going to move away from where we are, and we're going to sit here, and then I will announce which group will come up. You'll come up, be recognized, and we're going to put you up here in front of our backdrop, and we're going to get some pictures of you, okay? So we're going to start. Mr. Mark Proper is here with TCI. Mr. Proper, if you will, just come down and introduce the TCI Student of the Month.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Proper. I work for a small communications company here in Anniston. I was very fortunate with my background in education to talk the owners into doing a Student of the Month, and they wanted to make sure that it was for vocational students. So each month, we recognize one of the public schools in Calhoun County, recognize a vocational student, and we give them a plaque. We give them a gift card for $50 to spend as they need. And then they're in the running at the end of the school year for 2 $500 scholarships. So this month, I went out to Welborn last month and I talked to Miss Shay Bolt, who she and I have known each other for many, many years, and she was beyond excited to have this opportunity to recognize this young lady. So we would like to say, and if she would come forward in just a second, congratulations to Miss Jasmine Urbano. She is. Ms. Urbano is TCI's Vocational Student of the Month for February. Jasmine is 17 years old and is a senior at Walter Welborn High School. She excels in her academic studies and extracurricular activities. She has been involved in band, volleyball, key club, and Panther Pals. In her spare time, she enjoys going to the gym and playing soccer. Her future plans include attending Gadsden State University, Gadsden State Community College, to start her career in cosmetology. Jasmine's career goals are to graduate from college and to own her own beauty salon one day. We honor Jasmine for outstanding achievement and look forward to seeing her pursue her goals.
Let's give her another hand. All right, this time we will recognize the Green Power Electric Goblin Race Team. It's a STEM-based program. Their sponsor is Aaron Smith. Miss Aaron, are you here?
Yes, sir.
All right, Miss Aaron, you want to come down for just a moment?
Sure.
And then we will introduce our team members in just a second. Tell us a little bit about Green Power Electric.
Well, Green Power is, you build an electrical car. They send you, we actually won a grant, and so they send you the parts, and you download the blueprints, and you just go for it. So this was brand new for us. I was scared to death. I had no idea. I don't even know how to use tools very well, so we literally had to learn how to read blueprints, or maybe, I don't know if I should call them blueprints, but prints. We had to build from prints. We had to just figure out what was going on. We had to design the outside of our car. We had to beg Mr. Like, we would go running downstairs, go ask Mr. Jones how to change this drill and get this apart. Go ask him how to do it. Go tell him just to come up here. I don't know how to do it. So it was crazy. It was fun. The kids worked hard. I'm really proud of them. And like I said, even the challenge of designing the outside, you know, the artistic element of it, it was just a lot of hard work. And they were, I think they're learning how to be innovative, critical thinkers who can go out and do the job. So I was really proud of them.
You want to introduce your students?
Please, yes. We have Davin Zavala. Come on, Davin. And Matthew Perry. Alexia Cynthia Barksdale. And then two of our members were not able to make it, Roxanne Reinhardt and Katie Whitehead. So, super proud of these guys.
Brandon, can I take a step down? You sure can. Come on down here.
Slide, squeeze.
Dr. Reyes, they placed second place in 2 out of the 3 areas they competed in, and this is their first year to ever have it, and they were the only first-year team there to compete, and they did that well.
Excellent.
They're also going to LaGrange, Georgia in March for another competition, so they pull a first place on that one.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. All right, this time, Ms. Finley, are you here? All right, Ms. Finley, you want to introduce someone for us?
Sure.
Oh, come on up here, let everybody see you. Oh, you're not shy.
Well, it is my pleasure to introduce our Calhoun County Spelling Bee winner. He happens to be from my school, Alexandria Middle School. Brooks Third is in the 5th grade. Yes, you heard that right, 5th grade, and he competed obviously very well and won the Calhoun County Spelling Bee. Brooks. So Brooks is he is a very calm and cool kid. And when I say calm, like I'm a nervous wreck during the spelling bee, I think his parents were a nervous wreck, and he's just like, bring it on. I'm ready for another word. And after like, I don't know, 9, 10 rounds, could be 12 rounds, it was just one after another, going off. So I have no doubt that Brooks will, he's going to continue to work hard and study those words and represent us well at state next month. Eighth grade.
What
And schools in
what
our
word do you have
whole
to say
Calhoun County
or
district,
spell?
not just our school district. It was Faith Christian,
What word do you have to spell?
It was organza. Organza.
Yeah,
That's a trick word.
we were talking about that word earlier.
Yeah, we just want spell check a few times. Exactly. What kind of conversation?
Let's give him a hand. Dixon, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Dixon, you want to introduce somebody for us?
I'll be more than happy to. My pleasure. It's always difficult following up Miss Finley. And I'll tell you this. This will be a very blanket statement for me. I'm Jason Deese. I'm the principal at Alexandria High School, and I have the privilege of introducing a very, very special young man. Parker Ragsdale, he's a senior at our school, and we're here to honor him based off of his abilities and how he can sing, but I also want to give you the Cliff Note version that he's also an amazing human being. He's one of our ambassadors, honor student. He's one of those where if you had a school full of him, you probably wouldn't feel like you even had a job. I am probably the least qualified person to talk about anything music related because I can't carry a tune in a bucket. Miss Smith, this is her first year as our choir teacher at Alexandria. She had some big shoes to fill and she's done wonderful. And the transition that we've had with Parker coming in and Miss Smith has been outstanding. Long story short, the awards that Parker has won is basically equivalent to the Heisman Trophy of choral. and he has traveled to Maryland and represented the entire country and our state. He's been to invited trips to Florida State. He's been to Auburn. He's already had scholarship offers to do stuff. He's about to find out how much money he's got. And Auburn is one of those schools, so I don't feel like he needs to go anywhere else. But I'm more than happy. I'm blessed to be here and have this opportunity to recognize this young man. So, Parker. You can come up here and elaborate a little bit more on all the accolades. They'll add a little bit more substance than me just talking about how good of a singer he is.
So recently, Parker was selected in the all-national choral ensemble where he got to go to Maryland and perform. And this is a group of choral students in high school from all over the United States. And Parker was one of our Alabama recipients. He was one of 3 Alabama recipients actually to get to be a part of that group. And most recently, he's won the Pat Blackwell Music Education Award, which is an award given to one student in the state of Alabama who wants to further their career in music education. And this actually provides him with a scholarship opportunity also for $1,000 to any school of his choosing. He had to go through a very rigorous audition and interview process for this, and he was selected. We're so proud of him for it. Can't wait to see what a great educator he will become.
Dr. Ray. Parker.
Thanks, son.
I like that. You sang for us, and he sang. That's the best I've ever heard. Congratulations. Thank you.
All right, at this time, we're going to recognize the Ohatchee High School cheer squad who finished 4th place at the state cheer championships for Class 3A. And Coach Maria Diaz, are you here?
Yes, and this is Miss Taylor Baird. She's also the other coach.
Okay, all right. Well, y'all come on down and let's introduce our girls. Coach, I'll just kind of stand right here and then we'll position you back there in just a minute. Y'all come on down this way where everybody can see. One nice line. I'll be good.
Okay, first off, we just want to thank the board and Dr. Reyes for inviting us to recognize them. Cheerleaders have a tough job all year long. Their season never ends, and so it is such a commitment, and we're so proud of them for taking on the commitment of cheering through football season, pep rallies, playoffs, and then going into basketball. And then on top of that, this year we put going to competition, and they competed at regionals, and then were able to make it to state, and they jumped their score like way up, and it improved greatly, and they placed 4th at state, so we were super proud. And we combined our squad, so this is 3 of 12th graders that competed together.
All right, what if I call everybody's name out and they give us a wave? How about that? Katie Tillison, are you here? Captain?
Yes.
Wave out. Lida Elders, co-captain. Megan Brown. Daga Keith. Chrislyn Smith. Addison Carter. Michaela May. Caitlin Noah. Jay Weehunt. University, Autumn Barber, captain. Hayden Lathers, co-captain. Abigail Blanks, co-captain. Molly Barnes. Macy Cullum. Marley Krim. Adeline Yancey. Addison Bryant. Bentley Gallagher. And Lexi Lease. Let's give this bunch a hand. Towels in the back. Let's give them a hand. All right, next we'll recognize the group that qualified for the Alabama High School Athletics Association Cheer Championships. That would be the cheer squad from Walter Welborn High School, and the coaches are Susan Maxwell and Erica Lehman. Are you here? Come on down, girl.
So, he didn't call my name out, but Coach Lehman told me that if anybody had to talk, I had to get up. So, this year, right at the end of cheer last year, she came to me and said, "Hey, we haven't competed in like 15 years. Can we compete?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, why not?" So, she decided, she talked to the girls, and they were super excited. So, for the first time having a competitive cheer team in 12 or 15 years, to qualify for state, we're super excited. And you know, we talk about hard work and all the things that go into that. And those of you that have been in cheer, those of you that are cheerleaders, know how much work they put in all the time. Those of us that just see people cheer have no idea. But they're here a lot longer than we are. So I'd like to real quickly introduce all of them. Some of them are here. If you are here, wave. McKinley Burns, Braylon Bean, Asia Thomas, Bentley Bean, Alyssa Layton, Macy Maxwell, Gabby Tigner. Softball, that's right. We have, as you well know, in all your schools too, we have lots of people that do lots of things. So you're going to have to see several of our kids that didn't just no-show us today, they're out playing in the dirt. Makai Anderson, Chloe Screws, Autumn Parsons, softball. She's one of our seniors. And Delana Stevens, our other senior, is also at softball. But all of these things happen, and all of the trains run on time because of these two rock stars right here, Susan Maxwell and Eric Lane. Oh, I'm sorry. And the Tiny Panther, Rick Webb.
Let's give them another hand. introduce rather the Weaver High School girls wrestling team and tell us a little bit about them.
I want Mr. Brazier to come up here, because Mr. Brazier went everywhere with us. We went to Gulf Shores, every tournament. He was there, always supporting. Matter of fact, we went to the state tournament. First day, he was an alabaster at Thompson High School. He calls me, and I'm in a coach's meeting. He says, "Coach, where are we at?" And I said, "We're at Thompson High School. I'm at the crossplay." So he got the areas mixed up and ended up driving and getting over there and hanging out with us. I got Coach Brown. Many people don't know about wrestling itself. We've got several teams in our county that got multiple qualifiers. We've got 10 young men going to compete this weekend, and several of our other county schools are as well. But our girls, and this is no offense to anybody, our girls are built different because they practice with our boys every single day. The days that we have really bad competition the night before, they take the same brunt that the boys do. They practice the same conditions. The boys don't smell. They smell awful. The girls deal with it. They laugh. They giggle. They bring this corny little Christmas tree to decorate our room. They're just different. But I'm telling you right now, those 10 girls that are going to come up here in just a minute are the 10 toughest girls at Weaver High School. And I'm going to tell you, they're some of the toughest girls across the county. And they constantly, they don't take things as serious as our guys do, but when it's time to wrestle, they get after it, and it's fun to watch. And we've got 3 seniors on this year's squad, and then the other 7 come back, along with hopefully when you place and you have some success and you get to stay and you get to go to the beach and do that kind of thing. It's a great recruiting tool. So we're hoping that we'll have a few more come out next year, and we'll have to split our times up. So what I want to do is, just like with anything, I'm going to do it in like weight class order. Now, I don't know how many of them are in their weight class now, but it's no big deal because I know I won't forget them. But we had 2 young ladies that wrestled in the second lowest weight class, and that was at 107. 8th grader Jaylee Carter and 10th grader Kira Benson. So y'all go ahead and come up. The next weight class, the problem for us, we finished behind, in every tournament we finished behind 7A schools, not 6A, 7A. So we went to state, we finished 3rd, we finished behind 7A Sparkman and 7A Daphne. Once we figured out how to counter like their little cheap things that they did in matches, we were able to score more points and finish ahead of them in a certain spot. And our problem is we had multiple girls in the same weight class, we couldn't score as many points as them. The next 2 I'm going to recognize, they happen to actually wrestle each other about 5 times this year. And so we take the approach that we're not going to coach them, we're just going to let them wrestle. And actually, they wrestled for a chance to get to the state championship in one of their rounds. So the next 2 I'll recognize, they were at 114. 8th grader, state runner-up, Allie Anderson. The next young lady, which is kind of hard for me because I'm a competitor, is my daughter. She's a junior, Kinley Fulmer. The next one, their names always get mispronounced, so I'm going to not mispronounce it. Everywhere they go, at every tournament, it gets mispronounced. This next young lady was a state runner-up as a 7th grader, lost to sophomore, junior. I think she's a sophomore or junior from Enterprise. You're going to know her name because she competes nationally. 7th grader, state runner-up, Mariah Johansson. This young lady was at 128. And after we started the tournament, we should have moved her up because the next weight class is a little bit easier. She's a 10th grader, giggles and laughs all the time. If she's not giggling and laughing, you know she doesn't feel good, but she's just a sophomore, Callie Mayfield. next one I want to recognize, she is, I don't know if we have Powder Puff football games anymore because she injured 2 of our softball players 2 years ago because she's overly aggressive. I think that may be because she competes with boys. But up until this year, she's been wrestling against boys, and she is a 3-time state champion and also a Fargo All-American, which is a big deal in North Dakota, the best of the best. At 138, she's just a sophomore, so we have her 2 more years. Lena Johansson. And the last 3 I've got, 2 of them have been in the program all 2 years that we started our girls program, and then we added another one. All 3 are seniors, going to be greatly missed. The first one, she just went on a visit to Ruth Parker NAI school in Georgia, and that's Trinity Carter. And the next 2, also we had multiples in this weight class, so only one of them could score. One of them's been in the program both years, and the other one just joined this year, and that is Miss Haley Hooks and also Miss Brianna Horn. This group that's up here, in every tournament, they took home hardware. And the best hardware we took was getting to go to the Crossplex, and we took home the 3rd place team finish behind 7A Sparkman and 7A Daphne. And really proud of these girls. If you have a wrestling program at your school, the best thing you can do if they don't do basketball is put them in wrestling. I'm telling you, these girls right here are built different. They went to soccer. Raise your hand if you're in soccer. I talked with their coaches. Some of them are actually missing some stuff with cheer too, but we've got that taken care of. Some of them softball players, raise your hand. All right. They're doing multiple sports and they're built different. They're in better shape. They're stronger than our other girls. These girls were lapping the girls at soccer the first day, and our softball girls that are wrestlers were outworking our other girls too. So these girls, they're special. They're going to do big things. So this is not, hopefully it's not the last time they get recognized. So thank you. Smaller in front, bigger in front too. Thank you, girls. Our last recognition is from White Plains High School, Mr. Andy Ward. If you'll come up. Appreciate it. Ward, if you'll tell us about this young lady.
Yes, sir. Coach Cobb couldn't be here tonight, and I'm kind of glad. He's with our soccer team, so I get to introduce Madden. Madden is a 10th grader at White Plains High School and has 5 state championships already in cross country and track in the 1600, 3200, and this year she won the cross country championship. So we've got a few more years with her. We'll win a couple more state championships for us. So she is a fantastic competitor and runner, which you can tell I'm not. So those things are great and wonderful. However, what I love about Madden is that look right there. It's what I see every day. She's dual enrollment. She's top of her class. straight A student. There's just so many great things but when I picture Madden, I picture that girl, that 10th grader with multiple state championships. So she's got every reason in the world to be arrogant, cocky. None of those things she's not. She is a great student that is friends with everybody. And I'm proud of her athletic accomplishments, of course, but to be honest, I'm more proud of who she is as a person, because that's what's gonna take her further in life. Extremely proud of Maggie.
All right, while we're putting this down, young people, unless you just want to stay for a wonderful board meeting, you can leave. Thank y'all so much for coming, parents, as well.
Okay, the rest of you guys can come down here and spit in distance, I guess, and we'll get serious. Man, that was some good recognition, Dr. Reyes. Got a lot of good things going on. At this time, we'll turn it over to Mr. John Godwin, our Chief School Financial Officer, with his report.
Yes, I presented to you are the financial statements and various other financial information reports for the month ending December 2022. Should have Exhibit F1, a balance sheet as of December 31st, cash and cash equivalents, totaling $53 million. All of which have been properly reconciled to the corresponding bank statements with a summary report, page 7. Investments in related receivables on that balance sheet are at $10,036,000 cost basis at the end of December, with an account overview, page 11 included. Differences between the balance sheet and account statement are net unrealized loss of $21,000. Exhibit F2A is an operations report that shows major revenues and expenditures by class, fund, and fund type. Exhibit 3A, B, and C, pages 4 through 6, our budget to actual reports comparing the actual expenditures and revenues to the annual budget through the month of December. December being the third of 12 months, comparisons are right at 25%, 3/12. Actual revenues in the general fund. Actual revenues in the general fund are slightly higher through December, right at 28.5%. That's with our major local revenues beginning to be received, and that's mainly our property tax, ad valorem property tax coming in. Most school boards, as the property tax comes in, their fund balance will raise through, be at their highest point through February-ish, and then those funds will be spent down and such. But we're kind of fortunate to have our sales tax, which kind of levels our fund balance out throughout the year. Actual expenditures and all the major categories are pretty much in line with the budgeted amounts, with the exception of transportation. And that's with our purchase of school buses here just recently. Those items were budgeted, but they were just all expensed at one time and such, causing that line item to be a little bit higher than others. General funds ending balance at the end of December is right at 31 million. That puts us right at a 4.4 months reserve with a projected fund balance report included. Accounts payable checks totaled $1.5 million for the month, and payrolls just right at $6.5 million for the month of December. Also included later on is the budget amendment that we will be hopefully voting on. No major changes there other than in the general fund we're recognizing adjusting our beginning fund balances from where we started out during the year. So we were not recognizing any more revenue, just adjusting our beginning fund balances of where we actually ended up at the end of the year, end of September 2022. Special revenue funds, basically just budgeting some carryover funds, federal dollars from the previous year that were not spent. There might have been some slight changes in the debt service and capital projects. Mostly capital projects was just moving dollars assigned to what projects we're planning on completing and such. So, then also in the packet tonight to be approved, we're looking at closing a couple of bank accounts, just kind of idle funds there. We had a federal programs fund that's really not necessary. Technically we're not supposed to be earning any interest off of federal dollars, and so at some point that account was set up to keep us from earning interest on those federal dollars, but most of the time it's pretty insignificant and immaterial what federal dollars we do have on hand at any given month, and so it's basically a reimbursement process for the expenditures that we had during the month, and then we'll ask for those federal dollars through the state. So we're just going to close that account and consolidate to our regular operating account. Then also related to that bond issuance that we did in 21, there was a cost of issuance account for any fees and dues, and at that time we've all paid those out and such. We're just rolling that to our regular debt service account. Also, we're looking at creating some sweep accounts, and what that is basically we'll have our parent accounts, bank accounts, our operating, our child nutrition, then our two clearing funds, accounts payable and payroll accounts. And so what will happen is just overnight those idle funds, excess funds that aren't spent, will be transferred into this sweep account, one for each parent account, and be invested overnight into money market funds. And then actually the next morning they'll be swept back in and earning hopefully a higher rate of interest as the Fed continues to increase those rates throughout the year. So hopefully we can take advantage of those short-term interest rates that are steadily rising right now. We're going to keep that U.S. Treasury bond investment account open because that's kind of our diversity. That's like our long-range planning investment earnings. And then this will be kind of like, just short-term, kind of like our sales tax, supplementing that long-term investment growth. So that's what we're proposing. Any questions regarding any of those items, concerns?
No, sir.
Good, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gold.
All right, members of the board, letter C is the consent agenda. The following items are listed under that agenda. Number one, attached under tab C1 are the January 19th and February 2nd board meeting minutes for your review and consideration. And then number two, attached under tab C2 is the list of items to be discarded or stored for use at a later date. These are the items under the consent agenda, and this is the superintendent's recommendation for your approval.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation. Can I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Under D is the superintendent's reports and action items. Number one, you'll see attached under tab D1 is the renewal of the fundraising platform services bid 2021-2022-6 to Lean Stream Resource Partners LLC for an additional 12 months with the same terms and conditions specified in the original bid. This renewal will run through February 26, 2024. Superintendent requests your approval of this bid renewal.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation. Can I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Got a motion, I've got a second. Any questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Number two, you'll see attached under tab D2 is budget amendment number one for fiscal year 2023. The superintendent requests your approval of this budget amendment.
Heard the recommendation. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Three, you'll see attached under tab D3 is the proposed student school calendar for the 2023-24 school year. Superintendent recommends your approval of the 23-24 student calendar.
Heard the recommendation. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Any questions?
This was voted on by.
Yes, ma'am. 55.7% voted for that calendar. The other calendars is 27.3% and 17.1%. I think we said 422, and the average is 450, you said, 500, something like that? 450 last year, so 422 voted.
Dr. Reyes, I had several questions about the shortened fall break. Would you kind of give the explanation you gave us about how the end of the year kind of changed that?
Okay. Well, what happens is, and I sent an email out to the faculty and staff. Basically, what the number one question that the faculty and staff has, or when you ask them, and they're most passionate about, is Memorial Day. When you ask them, do you want school to end before or by Memorial Day, or do you want to go in after Memorial Day? And they overwhelmingly, it's 75% or so said we want school to be over by Memorial Day. But the problem with this year is Memorial Day ends on the 27th. That's a Monday. So you've got 4 days after Memorial Day that you don't have to play with. And it'll be about 3 more years before Memorial Day will hit on the 30th or 31st, which will push days back into the calendar and allow you to do a little bit more with that. So, what we do is when we ask the questions, we then look and say, which question were they the most passionate about? And we kind of, question 2 would be the next most passionate, question 3, question 4, question 5. But that Memorial Day is the one that sets it all in line. And there's really not a whole lot you can do with that afterwards. I think Memorial Day, if I had to look this time, just as a reference, Memorial Day this year will be on, what is this, 23? Yes, the 29th. So you've only got 2 days after where now you've got 4, and it's gonna be the same way for the next couple of years, and then it'll swap back to a 30th, 31st, that kind of deal. So that's kind of where we're going. Yes, sir.
Any other questions? All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed? Motion carried.
Number 4 says attached under tab D4 is the request to authorize the closure of the federal programs account with Regions Bank and open a Fidelity investment sweep account with Regions Bank and federal programs funds. This is what Mr. Godwin just mentioned to you. Superintendent requests your authorization for this change. That is the superintendent's recommendation.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Second. Any questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And finally, number 5, attached under tab D5 are personnel sheets and contracts for your review and consideration. Superintendent recommends your approval of these personnel items and contracts.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation. Can I have a motion? Motion. Second.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, thank you guys. Safe trip home. Going to the ball games, whatever's going on. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion, all opposed? Motion carries.